Hi guys, welcome back to Hairdryer Treatment. I'm absolutely buzzing to say I'm joined by Pippa Monique today. Pippa, thanks so much for coming on. Stop showing that badge, man. Stop showing me. How are you doing, Pip?
I'm good, man. How are you? It's nice and early this morning. So good morning, everybody, wherever you are in the world. I'm good though, man. I'm looking forward to the game, but I'm a bit nervous. Match day.
I get the same. Like the closer it gets to kick off, the more nervous you feel. But as a United fan, obviously the result the other night was we need to bounce back. Like it's crucial that we do. And I'm interested to see the mentality of our players is being questioned. I think today's a really interesting one. It's either one where we can lay down a marker, or it's one where actually like our frailties are revealed. Because obviously certain people, McAteer has said that we're in a false position at the top of the league. I think today's game
false position.
It's a big chance, isn't it? Yeah, that's what he said. He said false position. Do you agree with that though? Do you think that we're lucky to be where we are right now?
Yeah, 100%. You didn't start the season that greatly. And I mean, every United fan that I know got super gassed that they were at the top of the table. I mean, well done for being top of the table for like 2 weeks, was it? It's not an achievement, but I feel like it's too early for anyone to get excited. And because everyone at the top, especially not even top 4, top 6, has been so tight throughout the whole season. You've got West Ham that are creeping up. Like I've got what about 2 points? I can't remember the table. It's probably like 2 or 3 points behind you or something crazy like that.
It's mad. You just Moyes doing wonders.
Yeah, so just gotta be patient and see what happens, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people got carried away, but it was nice to be at the top. Obviously, because it's been so long since we've been anywhere near even competing. And I do think, to be fair, we've seemed to grind out results. We haven't played well, but we've grinded out results, and you say that's a sign of a good team. But then I think it was a reality check the other night against Sheffield that actually there's still a lot of things that need to be answered. They're still papering over the cracks. Obviously, it's been done, and there's still a lot of work to do. But we're definitely on the right path. And I think for a long time, United fans didn't really know where we were. And I have to say, I do think Ollie is getting us back on that path. Yeah. What's your thoughts on Ollie as an Arsenal fan? Like, surely you've got to give him a bit of credit.
I hope Ollie and his team don't come back to bite me in the arse, because when you lost against Sheffield the other night, I tweeted, see you on Saturday. I made it very ambiguous. I didn't make it clear what I was saying. I put the smiley face. I could have been talking about my friends, but it got so much reaction to say, Pippa, be careful, Man United might do one over on you. I didn't mention Man United, but I feel like he's been a bit topsy-turvy. Like there's been times, I don't know if it's down to him. I feel like it's just the players that when they're ready to pull out a result, they will. I mean, obviously, as a manager, he's going to get the credit for when they win, but when they lose, he's going to get bricks falling down on him. But for him to stay in the job this long, we've seen other managers that you thought would stay, like Frank Lampard, you thought would stay a bit longer. Well, he's been there quite a while now, and he's doing well. And I think Man United are giving him the chance to build this team into something special. And for him to be in where they are in the table right now, I know they're still not top, but they're in there or thereabouts. Top, I can't remember where you are now. Third,
second. Okay.
To be there or thereabouts in January, end of January, is a good look. So he's doing well. He's doing better than I expected, to be honest with you. Because being the manager of Man United has got to be one of the biggest jobs in the world. Like, honestly, who wants to fill them boots?
True. So an impossible job after Sir Alex, wasn't it? It was like whoever took over, it was always going to be a mountain to climb, as Ollie would say. But yeah, I agree. I think we've been patient, we've given him time, and I think slowly now we're starting to reap the rewards. I mean, obviously he's made certain signings, Bruno Fernandes, a big one. I mean, surely he's a player, and I'll be honest, last few games I don't think he's played particularly well. Obviously he scored that free kick against Liverpool, but he's always got that moment in him, hasn't he? I think as an Arsenal fan today, would you say you're wary of him?
Who, Bruno Fernandes?
Yeah, Bruno. Fernandes.
Fernandes. He hasn't taken a penalty this year though, has he? Probably take one today, no luck. He's one of the only players from your team, one of that makes you think, oh, if he's starting, which obviously he will, it's going to be a real battle in that midfield. But I feel like we've got midfielders now that can take up that challenge. I feel like beforehand, no matter what team was coming up against, if our midfield wasn't strong enough and that the opposition had a decent midfield, we're in for a nightmare. But you've got a good midfielder, Bruno Fernandes, in there, and where our midfield is slowly building up to something. So he worries me, definitely. But as long as Partey starts, and I think even though he gets a lot of stick, Partey and Xhaka together, I think we'll manage Bruno Fernandes well.
To be fair, Xhaka is having a decent season, isn't he? Obviously, had that wobbly time when he was captain and whatnot, and all that happened. But he's bounced back from that, and I've got to admit, he's been a standout player for Arsenal for the last few weeks or so. Like he's obviously fighting for his place, and Arteta's getting the best out of him, you'd have to say. But obviously, Ozil's gone now. I mean, firstly, what's your thoughts on that whole scenario? He didn't even get a proper send off, really, did he? What are your thoughts on that? Like, it baffles me.
But when you think about it, during the pandemic, what type of send off could he have got? I feel like the did the best they could do, because what could they have done? But I just felt like it had to be done sooner or later. But I felt it was so unfair to him, the way he was treated. Hopefully now he has a happy career in Fenerbahce, but I feel like now he can be himself. Like already, he's starting to post on social media a lot more. Like all of a sudden, I didn't even know he had a YouTube channel. Now he's posting all his content to his YouTube channel. Like I feel like as soon as players leave Arsenal, they're like free to do things. I feel like when they're at Arsenal, they can't really do much. They can't be themselves. But he looked a lot happier. His family looked happy. It's a move he's probably been waiting to do. I don't think he wanted to do it this soon though. I think he wanted to stay at Arsenal till the end of the summer at least. But if he knew that he wasn't going to get any minutes for whatever reason, we still don't know the drama that happened. We're still believe it's to do with him standing up for the Muslims in the community. And for you to be shunned out for something like that, to me, makes no sense. I still feel like it's ill treatment, but he had to go at the end of the day. And because even though he was great for us when he first joined, his last couple of years wasn't the best. So I guess it worked out for everyone.
Yeah, I think overall, look, he's a talented player. There's no doubt about it. He's played at the top level, and like you say, something's happened in the background. Nobody knows what it is, and it just baffles me. I mean, I was hoping as an Arsenal fan you would know a bit more on it, but
I wish I knew.
I literally don't know.
I've been messaging his agent, his cousin. I've been messaging everyone. I've been messaging his friends, and they don't tell me anything. But I'm just like, I know it's to do with this. Like, God, what else could it be? It can't be to do with him taking a pay cut, because apparently he wasn't the only one that took one. It's just that someone baited him out to the papers or whatever. But
yeah, it's mad. It's mad. But I'm happy that he's playing football again. Like I say, I think the move is good for him and his family. And hopefully we see a bit of Mesut Ozil performing in Turkey, because he's definitely a talented player. But Odegaard's come in, a player that's still obviously very young. He's had a few loan moves now. He was playing well out in Spain just before obviously the move to Arsenal.
He's had loads.
Yes, he has had a lot of loans, didn't he? But what's your thoughts on him coming in? Obviously, you got to give him time. He's not going to come in and settle straight away. But are you excited about the prospect of him in an Arsenal shirt?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not like, it's not one of those signings where like, oh my God, I can't wait to see him play. I'm just happy that we've made some enforcements and like made a replacement type of thing. So it's not one where I'm literally ecstatic. What are you pumped up to? What does that say?
Watching it as a neutral.
But I love your views of English football. I'm a Scottish viewer. Big up, Kieran Tierney. I love English football. Can't call. Had this game goes even go either way, in my view. Big up, Neil.
It could go either way though, couldn't it? Could go either way. It's spot on with what he's saying there. Like, I literally can't call it at the minute.
Not gonna. What was I saying? Odegaard.
Odegaard, yeah.
Yeah, because he's young and he's a hot prospect. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. But at the same time, I'm not impatient. Like and I feel the same. I've got this whole vibe about him. Like my vibe doesn't lie. Like I'm not overwhelmed. Yeah. And do you even remember Denis Suarez, Sophie?
Yeah.
Briefly.
Oh, you do? Briefly, yeah.
Anyone that wasn't an Arsenal fan would remember Denis Suarez. I can't even remember his shirt number. I'm going to guess to say it was 2. No, it can't
I actually don't know. I don't know his shirt number, but I do remember.
That's how much I don't remember about him. Like, I don't even remember his shirt number. It might have been 22, actually. But he wasn't there. He was there for a while, but I think he played like 2 games. And he was, like, there was nothing spoken of it. He was just gone. And hopefully Odegaard won't be the same situation, but I get that vibe that he's not going to be as important as everyone thinks he is, because he's so young.
Yeah.
And we've got Emil Smith Rowe for that position. And I thought they would have brought in someone more experienced. So they're just going to be battling between Odegaard and Emil Smith Rowe, who are both literally like, kind of like the same age. Yeah.
Well, you know what? You don't know unless you try it, do you? So fingers crossed it works out for him. It's a big move for him as well as a player. And obviously he was excited to join Arsenal. So it'd be interesting to see how he fares in the Premier League. Marlon says Odegaard won't be like Bruno. He won't have the same impact. I don't think Arsenal fans are expecting him to come in and have that impact though either, Pip. They know that he's a young player. He's a prospect player, really, isn't he?
But when Bruno came in, did you expect him to have such an impact? Where was he before Flamengo or something?
What's that, sorry?
Where was he before Flamengo or something? He was at a team where Yannick Bolasie was at. And that's the only reason I knew who he was.
So he was playing in Portugal, wasn't he? But to be fair, like for Portugal and in the Portuguese league, he was the standout player. But obviously, with any player coming to the Premier League, I think you always have that doubt. You never quite know how they're going to settle. It could either take to it straight away, or it might take them a few years, or they just don't take to it. Like you say, like Denis Suarez, for example. Like not every player takes the Premier League, and I think I was expecting him to be a talented player, an exciting player, but I still anticipated we'd have 4 players around him and we'd still struggle. So I'd never expected him to have the impact. I don't think anyone expected him to have the impact that he did have. And I think that obviously his ability, his quality, and whatnot, but it's his leadership as well, his character. Like we didn't have that mentality.
How come he's not the captain? How comes Harry Maguire's got it?
A lot of United fans want that obviously to be changed. Maguire's obviously got experience of being a skipper, I'd say, and obviously he came in beforehand, and a big fee as well. It is, I suppose, to be that leader at the back. But
80 million or something.
yeah, we don't really talk about that too much on AFTV. No, yeah, mad. But yeah, it's not Maguire's fault that he went for that fee. I always say that that's not his fault, is it? Like, that's the club, and that's Woodward trying to penny pinch and ended up having to pay huge anyway. So yeah, I just think that it's his leadership and his character. Like, we haven't had a player like that. A lot of people saying since Cantona, but he's definitely one of our most influential signings ever. I'm Blue says Ozil was a world-class player when he came to Arsenal and they ruined him.
100%.
Something's happened. Something's happened in the background.
They fully ruined him, because when you bring in at that time, literally a world-class player like that, World Cup winning stuff at Real Madrid, playing alongside the likes of Benzema and Cristiano Ronaldo, then you bring him to Arsenal. Every Arsenal fan, I'm sure, would have thought you build your team around someone like that. But then we kept the likes of Giroud, we kept the likes of Walcott. Giroud ruined his record for, like, he would have been the top assister in the league. He ruined that record for the season. And they should have built a team around Ozil. If they would have done that, we would have been competing a lot more, in my opinion. And he wouldn't have, like, dropped levels like this. Like, he's probably looking around and thinking, who are these guys that I'm playing with? Yeah, they're cool and that, but who are these guys?
Yeah. It's true. It's true though, isn't it? Like, it's big fish in a little pond, really, at that time. Like, with the players at Arsenal, you're in that transition. And you had a lot of young players.
Especially when Alexis left to go to you lot, it all went down. That was the partnership that was building into something special. Alexis saw money and jumped ship like a donut. That didn't work out for him. If he would have stayed with Ozil for another season or something, it could have been phenomenal.
It didn't work out for us either, Pip. Because that did not work out for us either. Thoughts on Willian? I see a lot of Arsenal fans giving him a lot of stick. I've tuned into AFTV a few times as well when you're live. My general feeling is that Arsenal fans don't rate him. Obviously, the fact that he came from Chelsea as well, I think he always had a bit of a battle on his hands. But what's your thoughts on Willian? Because obviously he was class at Chelsea. He's like their main go-to player a lot of the time. Is it just a case of he's just getting on a bit now?
I feel sorry for him, you know. He's not performing well at all, but I feel sorry for him for the amount of stick that he's getting. That's why, because I'm a part of the play as well, so I try not to say anything too negative about him, because at the end of the day, if it's not him that sees it, it's his children or his family. Do you know what I mean? And he gets so much abuse. And yeah, I get it. He's not playing well. And I don't understand why he was brought in the first place. But, like, I don't understand why Arteta's playing him. There's other players that can play in his position that do a job better. And I don't think that right position is for him anymore, because when Saka plays there, Saka's just clearing up. He's putting all the right crosses into the ball. He's tracking back. He's making runs forward. He's running in from behind. He's doing everything right on the right-hand side. When Pepe plays there, he's not the best, but he's better than Willian. So I don't understand how Willian even gets a chance. If I see him on starting 11 today, I might not even watch the game. I might not even...
Oh, really? That bad?
I'll have it on in the background for background noise, but I'll probably just occupy myself with something else, because he's not playing well and he's not improving. So I thought that Arteta would, like, drop him out for a bit, which he kind of did. But I think it was mainly just because he had COVID, or was something to do with COVID. I missed a few games. But
do you think it's a case with him though? Like, you don't turn a bad player overnight, do you? And like I say, he's not a bad player. He was good at Chelsea. Do you think it's with him, it's a confidence thing, and maybe once he gets one goal, he'll kind of kick on from that? Do you think he's low on confidence at the minute?
You are a Premier League winner, a Champions League winner. You've won bare stuff. You've played with the best of the best. You've been managed by a big man. That confidence. Maybe though, you never know. You'd be surprised who has confidence issues, because he's like one of the oldest in the team. Then he sees all these youngsters just doing a madness in training and even in games. Maybe it's affecting his confidence, and of course, fans are helping, because they literally call him out for every little thing. I think it could be a confidence thing, but he needs to just get someone in his ear and let him know that, you know, you're Willian. They brought you here for a reason. Swear out.
I agree. It's a bit like Martial for us, though, isn't it? Like you say, he's probably struggling with confidence at the minute. Like, he's definitely not performing. Be interested to see if he starts today, actually. But yeah, I don't know. I think with Willian, like I say, just don't turn a bad player overnight. There's obviously something there. There's still a player in there. But like you say, he's just not performing at the minute. Maybe being dropped might be a good thing for him, but maybe Arteta's thinking if I give him a run of games, he'll get a goal and maybe boost that confidence. It's an awkward one, isn't it? That's why I'm not a manager, and that's why I don't want to be a manager, because the management side of it's just a nightmare. Rahul, thank you so much for the super chat. Just hello with a W at the end of it. Hello, Soph. Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to thank you for all the entertainment you provided over the course of the year. Thank you so much, Rahul. Thank you for always tuning in, always clock you in the comments, and he's just making fun of his hello there. Thank you for that, though, and I hope you're looking forward to the game today as well, and let us know what your prediction is. But someone just asked us to do a combined 11. we could maybe get onto that, but I'm going to touch on and say, if you could have one player from United at Arsenal, from the current squad,
yeah,
who would you choose and why?
I think the obvious answer would be the player that I've spoken about already, Bruno Fernandes. He would walk into our midfield, I reckon, even though we've got some really good midfielders, like I mentioned, he would walk into a lot of midfielders in the Premier League. But I would take Bruno for that, his quality on the ball, his leadership, his skill. So that's one player I would definitely take. I'm only naming one. I'm only going to give you one. Who would you take?
Saka, I think, for me.
Oh, yes.
Like, I rate Saka. Like, we need someone on that like right hand side as well, but I think like Saka can play on either side. Saka, like a wide player. I think we need a wide player. He can play either side, like he's played either side, but his assists this season and his involvement in goals, like he for me is a bright spark at Arsenal. Even when things were looking poor, Aubameyang wasn't scoring and whatnot. Like Saka was the guy that quite often he stepped up to the plate, and I just think for a young player, like he's blown me away. Like the progress he's making. A lot of people talk about Martinelli, but Saka's just come from nowhere, really.
Saka's flying. Do you know what's mad about Saka? Yeah? Do you know what's actually crazy about this whole Saka situation? Like, as an Arsenal fan, I normally like keep on top of all of like the academy players. Like for years, I would always know, like, because the academy used to do so well at a certain point, and I would always know who's coming through. For me, I probably might be the only Arsenal fan that says this. I don't know how anyone else feels. He came out of nowhere for me. Like 1 minute, like,
he did.
Like he was one of those academy players I didn't know. Maybe because he was so young as well. I'm watching one game and I'm at the Emirates, and Saka was introduced, I think, in Europe. I can't even remember the game, but I was like, who's Saka? Like, who's this boy? And he came on and he was literally like the brightest spark. And I was like, oh, he's going to be something. But I didn't think he'll be something this soon.
Yeah, he's progressed loads, hasn't he? Like, from, like you said, from that like debut, not really knowing his name. I've been playing at Old Trafford when obviously we played you. And yeah, he just seems to go on leaps and bounds from there. Like, he's just grown into like a mad player. And this is not me being brutal, but I'd probably say he's the only player I'd take from Arsenal. Maybe Partey will be up there as well. But Saka, like, he's just a class talent, and for England as well, it's an exciting time.
To be fair, he's the only player that the only players that I give a lot of time for in the Arsenal squad right now are Saka, and also throw Tierney and Partey. And I feel like if those 4 players are not in the starting 11, I start questioning things. So yeah, for me, those 4 players, and obviously Leno, because we ain't really got no one else right now.
Russell says I positively believe Van der Beek will suit Arsenal fantastically well.
What about him?
What's your thoughts? Yeah, what's your thoughts on him? Because obviously, whenever he has played, he's been steady, looks decent. But he just can't break into that lineup at the minute. And obviously, you've got Pogba playing really well at the minute, and he seems to always go with that McFred combination, especially in big games. And obviously, you don't lose Bruno. It's one of them. Like, he's struggling to get any game time at the moment, but he's a talented player. Pippa, I don't know if you've seen much of Van der Beek, but
I haven't seen much recently. But I know he's a proper talented player. I don't understand how he's not managing to fit into that starting 11. But yeah, he's a good player. I would take him at Arsenal. I don't know how anyone else feels about that. He's a good player, but we don't need him right now, if that makes sense. If he was for a midfielder like that, then yeah, he would be an option, definitely.
Yeah, I completely agree. Joel said, agreed with you, I'd have Bruno because of his mentality and his ability. JG said Martial should not start after all the other night. I personally don't think Martial's going to start, but at the same time, I've witnessed Ollie, when Rashford was playing poor, sticking with him, trying to get him through the other side of that bad form. I'm guessing that's kind of what Arteta is doing with Willian. It's just sticking with a player, trusting them, hoping they'll come through. But yeah, it's an interesting one, today's game, because obviously you're, in reflection to the table, you're like lower than us, you're below us. But this game, though, one would say is form goes out the window, doesn't it? When it's Arsenal against United, like, form goes out the window. This is who is better, who turns up on the day. And I'd have to admit, like, I should be sitting here feeling really confident because our away form is immense. Like, our away form is class. But the way we played the other night just makes me feel a bit unsettled. As an Arsenal fan, are you feeling confident going into this one?
I'm never confident as an Arsenal fan. I just like to be surprised. Or like when they get 3-1 wins and 4-0 wins, I like the surprise element. I'm like, oh, I didn't expect that, but I'll have the 3 points. You know what I mean? Even when we beat you in October or November when it was the 1-0, big surprise for me. I just never know what to expect with Arsenal. And that whole form goes out the window saying that doesn't even work with Arsenal no more, because we thought that was going to happen in North London Derby and it didn't go out the window. Our form was terrible and we got mullered. So I really don't know what to expect, but we've got some good players in there that are on form right now. And if they play, like if the left back position is filled by Tierney, I'm confident. But even if Cedric Suarez plays, I'm confident because what he did against Southampton was decent as well. But as long as we've got 2 players that are starting, I have some type of confidence that we can get something out of the game. Form kind of does go out the window. I think everyone wants to beat Man United, and especially after your recent result. Although it's only a little blip, it gives probably the Arsenal players a bit of confidence. Like, oh, we can get at them. It's what Sheffield did to them. Maybe we can do the same. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think for us it can go either way. Obviously, I'm hoping it's the fact that we get that defeat and then we bounce back from it. What a better game to play after a defeat than Arsenal. Like, we should be up for that no matter what. But especially after just losing, that could be an extra bit of incentive for us. But on the other hand, like, we could go into a slump now. We could sulk about the fact that we lost the other day.
Yeah.
No, so we've always questioned our mentality because we're so inconsistent, and we have been so inconsistent. But being away from home, I'm hoping that we feel a bit more confident going into this one. I think our away form speaks for itself. A lot of people might say it's lucky, but the fact is, like, for a year we haven't lost away from home, so we should be taking confidence from that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's mad. So, what's that?
You haven't lost away from home for a year?
No.
Well, hopefully that's about to change today, boy.
No, hope not. But that's what I mean. Like, that's why this is such a hard one to call, because even though Arsenal are low in the league, like, literally, you're now hitting that form where you can see you're on the up peak almost. You're hitting form at the right time to play this game, really. Like you say, we've got certain players back as well. Yeah. Aubameyang has started scoring goals again. I mean, I know that's a good thing for you, but in terms of, I saw the celebrations today, the one on the floor that Lacazette was doing and that lot. But in terms of Arsenal as a team, what I'm saying is, like, you're on the up. Like, everything seems so negative, and then all of a sudden you've got these little, like, spikes of positivity. Tierney, for example, playing really well. Saka playing well. Lacazette also scoring at the minute. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard. It's really hard to call it, but I just think that, I don't know. I want to sit here and say that we should be feeling confident. We should be, like, the team, showing why we deserve to be near the top of the table. I'm just hoping that defeat the other day just doesn't affect us too much. But what are you expecting then? What's your score prediction, people? Like, going into this?
Do you know what I predicted? So I predicted something wild. Like, I don't even believe it, but I predicted 2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's just going to be, I just think, like, Lacazette's going to score. And I feel this, I've just got some mad bold prediction, like, and I'm hoping it comes true. I think Lacazette will score. And I think, I don't know if you've been watching Arsenal games recently, but Thomas Partey annoys me because he plays so well, and then he gets the ball at his feet and he just tries to whack it at goal, and it hits like row Z or something. He's done it about 4 or 5 times. But I've got this feeling that he'll do it again, but it'll find the back of the net. De Gea will just fumble it, and Partey will get his first goal against United. That's caught your guard.
Last time Partey played against us, he played well, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And Del Nenny played really well in the first. In that midfield, I wouldn't be. I would like to see him in the midfield, because the way he was, the pressure he put on in the last 5 minutes to stop anything else from happening from the United side. El Nenny was phenomenal in that United game.
I remember doing the preview reviewing your channel as well, and you said El Nenny would start, and the people in the comments were going mad, like, no, El Nenny, what? And he played, and like you say, he played really well. Like I say, Jackie's been playing well, but
yeah,
you'd have to say player for player. I mean, you're looking at the lineup, so we should win this game. Like, player for player, we should win the game. But like, just for ability, like, on paper, our squad is class. But then that's what I'm saying. Like,
run me through your starting 11 again quickly.
De Gea in goal.
Okay.
Wan-Bissaka right back, I say.
Decent
defensively.
Yeah.
Going forwards offers nothing, but yeah, defensively decent. I think I'd probably say Lindelof will probably start, even though I'd prefer Eric Boye to start.
Okay.
Maguire, Luke Shaw, who's been class this season, in the form of his life at the minute. I think Tellers is pushing him. I think he'll go with McFred, defensive midfield combination. I think that's what he'll go for. So McTominay and Fred.
Oh, I was gonna say who the hell?
I think that's who he'll go for, though, because in big games he tends to do that. Security. Bruno obviously just in front. I think Cavani will start centre forward. I think Pogba will be. I personally would start Cavani. Yeah, I love Cavani. I think he's class. But yeah, this is where I think Arsenal might lose out today, because I think Pogba deserves to keep his place, and he'll probably play like one of the wide positions, and then Rashford. So that's what I mean. Like, we should feel confident with that lineup, but you don't know what United is going to turn up. We haven't been battering teams this season. We've been winning by the odd goal. And I think that result the other night was always coming, really, because you can't keep doing that. You can't keep scraping past teams. Do you know what I mean? You can't keep doing that. You need to take chances. And that's why I think, on paper, I feel confident. But when I think about how we actually turned up to a few games this season, I can't feel confident. It's a horrible one. I'm Blue says 5-0 Slabhead. We'll get to Lindelof and Cavani. I hope that's true, but I genuinely cannot see that happening here.
Sorry, I've just seen a comment from Rahul, doing a combined 11. He literally only put one Arsenal player, and that was Partey.
Okay.
If I'm reading this wrong, he's even put Van der Beek in there. I'm actually triggered. One Arsenal player. That's not.
Let's have a go then at combined 11. So who starts in goal, De Gea or Leno?
Considering the amount of, if we're going statistically, Leno's a better keeper this season.
Okay, I'll let you have Leno. Okay, then right back.
Right back, I'll go Wan-Bissaka.
Gotta be in it. Centre backs.
Oh, this is where it gets tough because you've got good options, and Rob Holding for me, who I wouldn't normally put in any combined 11, has been dynamite the last couple of months. Like, kept a clean sheet 5 games in a row. Like, he's been he's been good. I feel like if any Arsenal centre back has to get in there, he's been the most consistent, and he would have to be in there.
A lot of people saying De Gea, come on now, De Gea, come on.
You must say that because there's United fans here.
Yeah, true. No, it's not like De Gea. Like, I feel like this season he's in decent form again, but towards the end of last season, like, he was catastrophic at times. So I'm hoping that he's going to get back to his best. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think Leno's been in decent form as well, so that's why I didn't really argue. I think.
Yeah,
you can have Leno.
I'll go Bailly and Holding, or
no, Gabriel.
Gabriel hasn't really been on great form. Like, he was off for ages due to COVID, and then when he came back, he scored an own goal against Southampton. Like, he's not really been kicking it like he did when he first joined. So if I'm going on form right now, I'm not gonna go and like player overall. I'm going like on form right now.
Yeah.
Go Rob Holding, and Bailly's been good, but then it would probably be, what's his name?
Maguire.
Maguire, that's it. Yeah.
Left back, the interesting one though. We talked about form. Tierney and Shaw have both been playing well this season.
Because I'm going by form, and they've both been really good. Obviously, KT's a doubt because he's had so many precautionary breaks. I would go for Kieran Tierney, but if we're going on form, Luke Shaw's the one that's been on form at the moment. So, oh my God, how many Arsenal players have I picked?
So you've got Holding and Leno. 2 so far. More than what Rahul had.
Kieran Tierney has to make the squad though. I come back to me on that one. That one's very hard.
I agree with what Rahul said there. Luke Shaw has been different gravy, but I do think in terms of Arsenal's squad, Tierney's been the one who you'd say has probably stood out other than Saka this season. Let's go for a holding mid then. Should we play 2 holding mids and 1 in front?
Gee. Go on.
Holding mid, so Partey's got to be in there, I think. We even wanted Partey, so I'd be lying if I said I didn't put him in there. I'll probably say Fred, to be honest with you.
Really? Not even we didn't hold him midfielders, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, I'd be Partey, Fred, and Bruno in front, probably.
Yeah. Don't try and update this thing. I know it's your channel, but easy.
Hey, I'm giving you 3 now. That's more than what Rahul gave you.
No, I agree with it. I agree with that one.
And then obviously we have a front 3.
No, not Fred, man. But no,
McTominay.
I'll let you have Fred.
Yeah, Fred. I think Fred deserves it. And then you've got from 3 a left, a right, and centre. Centrally, I would say Cavani.
Allow that, man. I'm actually going Lacazette. Cavani comes off the bench. He's an impact player. Cavani can't do this on form 90 minutes a game.
Oh, you know what? I'm clipping this. If he starts today and scores, I'm clipping this and putting it on Twitter. No, yeah.
He can't do this on form week in, week out. He can't do that. He's past that. He's an impact player. You can't be choosing impact players for starting 11.
So Pogba for me still has to get there. So I would give him one of the left.
Sorry.
Because Pogba on form, I think it's all right. I think on form, Pogba deserves to be there. So I'd probably put Pogba as part of the front 3, like left maybe. Unless actually, to be fair, let's do this. Let's put Pogba instead of Fred. Let's do that.
Yeah, all right, that works a lot better because Fred, I was very questionable about that one.
He's played left and right, you know what I mean? So I actually think Pogba plays well. Yeah, true. Left wing then, who are you saying?
Left wing. Who's your option for left wing?
You've got Martial.
Yeah,
Rashford.
All right, go on. Martial, Rashford, and
Martial, Rashford. Who plays everything for you?
Aubameyang, but obviously they're not around. Pepe's been really well there. Martinelli, Saka can play there, but I feel like he's better on the right.
I think it's got to be Rashford then.
You're actually a bully.
You don't tell me Rashford doesn't get in over Pepe.
I think it's going to be Rashford then. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
But Saka's got to be the right. Saka's got to be on that right. Saka
100%.
has to make this team.
Saka's going to be on the right.
See, I gave you what, 4? That's more than what you were getting in the comments.
Do you know what's mad? When we did a combined 11 last time, I let you have loads of United players. I think I only put like Gabriel and Partey in. I don't.
Yeah, you did actually. You didn't. Yeah, you didn't put many at all.
And we won, so I'll let you have this. I'll let you have it. So.
No, that's me being genuine. I'm not even being biased. Like I said to you earlier, that I'll probably only take one player from Arsenal, and that would be Saka. That's me being honest at the moment, and I think that's not me slating Arsenal. That's just where because look where you are in the league. That's where you've been performing. Like, you're talking about form. You've only had a few players really who've been informed. Do you know what I mean? And for us, I think it's just been where our players have been informed more consistent. Like more of our players have been informed, should I say?
Right,
do you know what I mean?
Let's just say you do go for Rashford to play on the left, because that's obviously who you think's better than everyone.
Yeah.
What I'm going to say is, if Pepe does play on the left today, he will absolutely ruin Wan-Bissaka.
Not many people ruin Wan-Bissaka. That's all I'm saying. Inspector Gadget on the right back, like with extendable legs. It's going to be an interesting battle.
Pepe don't normally play on the left. When he does, I feel like he's a lot better on the left. So if he does play on the left today, if that's what Arteta chooses to go up against Wan-Bissaka, Wan-Bissaka's going to be having to put a shift of a lifetime in.
Yeah. I'm Blue says, how can you say that Leno was good when you guys were 12 just a few weeks ago? Greenwood was way better than Saka. Would you say that you'd be lower than 12 if it wasn't for Leno? Is that how good he's been?
100%, yeah. He's kept us alive a little bit.
Yeah, thank you for that, I'm Blue. Thank you for your contribution. A lot of people are saying Greenwood, over Saka. I don't think Greenwood's form's been better than Saka, as you know. If I'm going to be honest and say Greenwood's form has not been better. I love Mason Greenwood, and I think he's really talented. But in terms of form, I think Saka, like I say, has been a standout player for Arsenal this season. You can't knock him that he has been. But people laughing at the comment about Wan-Bissaka.
Someone said Pepe has to actually turn up. Remember, I clip it up. Remember, I told you, clip it up then. If he starts Pepe on the left, I don't even know if he will start, but if he starts Pepe on the left, you lot are going to be shocked. You're going to see what everyone's been waiting to see from him. Because he's warming up. The last few days he's been warming up to do something. You know what I mean? Now that he got that goal in the last game, his confidence is going to be up here. His confidence was in the mud before. He couldn't even look up. He'd walk on the pitch and he'd be looking down at the ground. Now he walks with his chest high.
Yeah.
Pepe's warming up now.
The other side though, Saka, Luke Shaw, that's going to be a battle as well.
No, Saka will have him for dinner and breakfast.
I don't know. I don't envy anybody who comes up against Luke Shaw at the moment, like in his form. I'm hoping that he just turns up again. But last few games, in particular games against Liverpool, like he's just been class. Like he's been going forward, he's been positive, but he's been hard to beat as well. So it's good. Both for that. To be fair, that could be on the flanks. Could be where the game's been won and lost today. Like that could be a crucial part of it. Definitely. Yeah. We spoke about the midfield and obviously the talented players that we've got in there. It'll be a tough battle, but out wide, that was 1v1 battles, so they're important.
Yes.
Michael Gianni Trump says there's still room in Wan-Bissaka's pocket for 75 million flop. Definitely. All about that energy. Thank you. You know what though? I'm interested in a battle. I mentioned Partey, Bruno, and whatnot as well, but those flanks are going to be interesting. Definitely.
I can't wait to put you lot to. I want you lot to at me when Pepe runs straight past Wan-Bissaka and puts one back. I want you to at me, all of you, because I've never been this confident about Pepe before. But when I get this vibe, I know.
You talk about vibes though. Like before the Sheffield game the other day, normally I put a picture out beforehand and stuff. Mm-hmm. And on the day I was thinking now, like I ain't feeling positive about this game at all. Like I had this feeling, I was thinking, no, I don't feel positive. And obviously that feeling was right. And I was hoping your feeling is wrong. That's what I'm about to say. Like I hope your hunch is wrong.
My feeling's never wrong. I saw Marlon Holbrook, who's a regular viewer of my Friday night preview show that I do with Charlene on our channel, yeah. And we always do match predictions for the game week, and I hardly ever get them wrong. I basically win every week. She has to do a forfeit, right? And I predicted last week that Sheffield were going to win 2-1, And everybody in the comments talked me out of it, saying, no, Man United on form. What are you talking about, Man United? Everyone, even Arsenal fans talked me out predicting 2-1. They cost me 3 points there, personally. So I went for a 1-1 draw, and it was almost that as well. My vibe is hardly ever wrong. When I predict Arsenal to lose, they lose. When I predict them to win, I predicted 3-1 last week. What was the score? 3-1.
You put some bets on. So I get some rich from it.
Everyone's like, you need to start putting bets on. I'll be rich by now.
Psychic Pippa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll never bet against us, you know what I mean? So I am going to say we're going to win, but I do think it'll be like 1 game in it. I think it's going to be a tight game. And I think it's basically going to come down to who's more clinical. I think both teams will have chances, and I think it'll come down to that. I'm hoping for an exciting game. So I think we'll just edge it. I'm going to say 2-1. I think we'll just edge it.
Do you think that Ollie has the right tactics or mentality to know how to come up against this Arsenal side now? Because he might just think it might be a walk in the park, because like you said, Arsenal haven't had the greatest form. Yeah, they've had a couple of wins recently. They've got key players such as Aubameyang missing, who in my opinion, I think it kind of works out for Arsenal right now, because normally when Aubameyang's there, they're always, the play's kind of static because they're always looking for Aubameyang to play that ball, but now they have more freedom to just create passes in and around and not always have Aubameyang up there on the left. But do you think that Ole has this just knows how to come up against Arsenal now?
You know what? You'd say that, like, for example, the Liverpool game in the league. I think Ollie knows how to make us more difficult to beat or to score against, if you know what I mean. But that kind of affects our attack. Like there's that game in particular, we were like, oh, Ollie, just change your, like, we need to go at them, like they're there for the taking, and he just didn't do that. So I think he can make us harder to beat, but can we necessarily create the chances if it's defensive? And I think that's the balance he needs to get. Because I think if we go to Arsenal today naive and complacent, no doubt about it, you'll beat us, because you've got the players, you're good enough to beat us, you're confident. We need to go there. I think we need to be not defensive as such, we need to be balanced, and we need to try hit you on the counter attack when you overcommit players. At the end of the day, you're at home, so you should have more of the ball. We shouldn't feel the pressure to have more possession. And I think that's where he needs to get it right. The balance between defending but then being able to counter attack. Because at the end of the day, if we're sitting and waiting in, eventually you'll break us down. You just got to make sure that we've got the right personnel for that counter. And I think that's why I think it's going to be an exciting game. I'm expecting a bit of an end-to-end game, to be honest with you. But I'm not 100% on us being clinical in front of goal, and the same for you. I think we don't take all our chances, which is why I think it'll be a narrow one. But yeah, I agree with what David's just said here. I hope we don't play for a draw. That's what I mean. If we go in like that, nobody wants to see that. Do you know what I mean? And you'd say defensively, Arsenal are there for the taking, just like Arsenal think that we're there for the taking defensively. Like you would, because we do concede goals. We do switch off at times. It's just what attack is more clinical. I think that's what this is going to come down to, really.
Yeah.
And obviously, like you say, Laka's playing well. That's why I want Cavani to start, because Martial at the minute can't buy a goal. And that's why I would start Cavani. So you said Cavani's a bench warmer and that. Are you telling me you don't fear him today?
Of course I fear him when he comes off the bench. If he starts, then I'm in fear.
Yeah.
If on the bench, which I expected to, because that's where he started most of the season, right?
Yeah.
What was that game where he came on and you lot were losing 1-0 or something? Southampton. He was an absolute game changer. His performances like that I worry about when he comes off the bench, because he's coming on to do a job and he knows what he has to do. Do you know what I mean? When I say bench warmer, I don't mean he's not someone that can't get into the team. I mean he's not fit enough to play a full 90.
I don't know though, man. For me, he's got to start. The way Martial's been playing as well, he has to start. He has some real work rate. I completely agree with that. Also, Cavani starts, no doubt. Pepe won't score a goal for 6 months, but score a tap in against United. Yeah, that's true. He'll turn up against us. That's always the way against us, though. Always the way against us. But yeah, I think if he does play, I think he'll be out wide, and I think it'll be Cavani centrally. But I've just got a niggling feeling that Pogba will be that out wide, and Rashford will be on the other side. Who knows? But yeah, 2-1 is my prediction. I'm going to name some goal scorers. I think for you, Lacazette will score.
Yeah.
And then for us, I'm going to say Pogba and Bruno. I'm going to go with them two to score. What's your score, and who's going to score for you then?
No, I think Saka will score, you know. Saka has to be a goal somehow. I think Saka and Lacazette. I said Partey before that, but I was just, I think Saka and Lacazette.
Not a bad shape, to be fair. But then battles on the flanks, like I say, are interesting. Guys, let us know in the chat what your predictions are as well. Get involved. I'll ask you a bit about the women's, obviously, league as well. United. What's your thoughts on United ladies this season?
Do you know what? Here's the positive I'll give you. Here's the only positive I'll say about Manchester United. I think, actually, it's a bit tough now, but for the most of the season, I think that Man United women will win the league. Man United women before anyone tries to clip this up, because they've been absolutely outstanding under Casey. Like for a team that's literally basically brand new, what's been 2 years in the league now, they were unbeaten the whole season until they played against Chelsea, who are also a top side with so much quality. Like they've got a bench that can start, and the start 11's solid, and they've got really good international players as well. Like I think Man United, the help of the American players, Tobin and Christian Press, that they really made a difference. And then you've got homegrown talent like Lauren James that's smashing it up still. What's my name? Girl's name? Sophie Galton.
Leah Galton.
I'm sorry. She's been incredible. Like I've got a lot of male friends, obviously, and I've watched the women's highlight show that comes after match today with them. And they're so like, like typical, women's football's dead, man. Like this is dead, they can't play. And then the United game come on the highlights, and they're like, oh wait, these girls can ball, like they're sick. And I'm like, yeah, like give it a chance. You're already writing it off. You haven't even watched it. And that's how good that the Man United women's team are playing. That they're turning around the typical type of men that don't support women's football into realizing, they actually Man United women. Sorry to go off on tangent. Have actually been.
No. I've got my friend Ash Neville plays for Spurs ladies. Ash is sound, and we played at Baggies together like for a few seasons. Good friend of mine, and like me playing in her, like I always sit and I say like she's probably one of the best players I've ever played with, and I've played with some players, but like she was just levels above. And she played up front with me, believe it or not, at the time. She played up front with me, and there were two forwards. I played like just behind her. Yeah. But she could play anywhere. Like she was just levels above, and it just shows that people don't realise that the standard that these girls play at, like the class.
Cold. Like when Arsenal played them at the Tottenham. This is the first and only time I went to Tottenham Stadium, which is actually a nice stadium to be fair. The Arsenal had their North London derby there, and when Arsenal played against, even though Arsenal won, she was literally like this. I had to interview her afterwards because she was a standout player for them. She was literally running for her defence. It was unfortunate she didn't get a goal, but. Yeah, Ashley Neville.
Yeah, she's good. But you can see like the way she plays, like she's got those attacking tendencies, like because she used to be a striker. Yeah. But yeah, she's a baller to be fair. I'm hoping she gets an England call up at some point. Like I'd be buzzing for her. Where's this was from the club shop? I thought you were gonna do what happened to Ty. Did you see that headphones come out on United stand the other day? That is kill me. Flex was like, oh Ty, where'd you get the headphones? Really nice. I'm joking.
I saw Flex did that. I was thinking, why are you doing my guy like that, man?
I was watching it live, and the little pause he did, like it was brutal. But it was so funny though. But yeah, I think going into this one, I think both fans are feeling similar. Like you want to feel confident, but you just can't feel confident with the way that our teams have been performing and whatnot, especially over the last few seasons. But yeah, fingers crossed we get the win. That's what I'm saying, Pips. And obviously a lot of United fans in the chat will be saying that as well. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Me and Meg will be live straight after, guys. So make sure you come and check that out. But we'll be obviously recapping and reviewing. Hopefully a United win. Hopefully we can smile, because against Sheffield the other night we were not smiling. Definitely we're not smiling. She's got the kit on there. Oh my God, is he featuring today, Pip?
Apparently, according to those reports, he's going to be in the squad. I don't know if he'll start. I just saw that.
That's the one. That was the comment. It killed me.
I don't know if he'll start. I don't want him to start, to be honest with you. Click that. He'll probably start and score a goal. I don't want him to start and walk straight into the team like that, because I don't know what to expect him. And for such a big game like this, I don't think we should put the unknown straight into midfield.
Yeah, it's like Diallo for us. A lot of people saying he was going to feature for us this weekend. If he doesn't feature against Sheffield, I cannot see it starting against Arsenal or featuring against Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? It's not the game to do it in. But yeah, exciting times for both clubs though, these young players coming through, and fingers crossed today is an exciting one. Pip, thank you so much for coming on. Absolute pleasure as always to talk to you. And is this your debut on Hair Dry Treatment? I think it is, isn't it?
It's my first time on here.
Love that.
All right to me. They tried to bad me a bit, but they were all right to me, so I might be back.
Yeah, they're good to be fair. They're good. Pip, if you just shout out your channel enough to let people know where they can follow you.
My channel's been a bit ghost at the moment, but it is Pippa Monique. I will be back with content. I'm trying to branch out because literally all my content is Arsenal, and I do enough Arsenal everywhere else on AFTV, so I'm trying to change up my channel a bit, but it is Pippa Monique, and on all socials is Pippa_Monique. So
definitely go and hit the sub on the channel. Go and give her a follow. I'm guessing you'll be on AFTV later.
Yeah, after the game, hopefully smiling. Hopefully, I need a smile after that.
Imagine being 0-0 draw now and we're both not smiling. Please no.
Okay.
Please no. Guys, obviously, if you are new, hit that sub button, hit a like on the video. If you have missed you in the comments, please just drop a comment afterwards. I will definitely check them and respond to you there. All that's left to say is have a lovely rest of your day. Enjoy the game later. Hopefully, the team you're supporting wins. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Well, until then, guys. See, I was lazy. I had to put a hat on. Not long woke up, so I was being lazy today. So. But I had to rep somewhere.
Is this the kit that we beat you in? Like, it was the white one, wasn't it? I should have worn the white one. Damn it. All right, never mind.
That's a good omen for us, hopefully, then. Take care, Pippa, and obviously take care everyone in the chat. We'll be back soon. Until then, keep smiling, stay positive. See ya.
Bye.